Hello and welcome to Live by Design, a program where I hope you will find content that is informative, inspiring, and insightful. I'm your host, Muadi Dibinga. I'm a life strategist and a motivational speaker. And today is Tuesday, May 21st, 2013. So, how are you? Hopefully all is well in your world. It most certainly is in mine. Before I go any further, I would like to just send my prayers and my thoughts to anyone who is either in Oklahoma or who has relatives or family in Oklahoma or friends in Oklahoma who were affected by the tornado last night. I've seen the images and it's just heartbreaking. It's a devastating thing to have to experience. I can't even imagine what it would be like to go through something like that. So I do want to send my thoughts and my prayers out to everyone who's affected by the tornado. Today, the question for today is, can you last longer than 5 minutes? Now, if this is the first time that you're joining me and you just clicked on this video because you saw the title and you were intrigued, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we are talking about transformation and change. It's not that kind of party. So when I talk about can you last longer than 5 minutes, it comes from this awareness that I have from my own experiences, I should say, and from the experiences that I've seen or heard from other people, whereby I recognize that whenever you're trying to go through a change or bring about a change in your life, a transformation, whether you want to drop a habit, pick up a habit, stop smoking, lose weight, get a job, start a business, end a relationship, whatever that challenge is that you're going through, there are always going to be 5 minutes of struggle. And when I say 5 minutes of struggle, I mean over the lifespan of your journey. You are going to experience at various times on that journey what I call the 5 minutes of struggle. For an example, whenever I run in here, when I'm in DC, I'm filming from DC today. Whenever I get up for my run in the morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. I'm tired. I haven't worked out because I was sleeping. My body's not warmed up. The first 5 minutes of my run are death on a stick. There's no way to get around it. As soon as I get out of this house, I hit this little incline, which really just pushes me and challenges me. It's very difficult for me. It's probably the most difficult part of my run. And like I said, death on a stick, numerous times. And it's only literally it's about a 5-minute stretch. I am talking to myself, Wadi, can you make it? Oh my goodness, this is so hard, etc., etc., etc. But I know that once I pass that 5 minutes and the pavement sort of levels off, I go into my recovery period and then I can get into a good, quick clip. Now, of course, during the course of that run, I experienced that 5 minutes on various occasions. I experienced it numerous times because there are different inclines and declines along my path. And I recognize that they're going to be there and I recognize that they're coming. So I just buckle up. And I know that for these 5 minutes, I've got to fight the win. I've got to power through it mentally. I've got to power through it spiritually. And then the flat lands will come again, and I'll have an opportunity to get into a smooth pace. That's the typical life cycle of anything that we want to do that is requiring us to change a long-term habit or a pattern. Whenever you are trying to start something new, start something fresh, depart from something that you've done for a long time and go into a new territory, you're going to experience that 5 minutes of stress at various points. If you look at anyone who is successful today, anyone that you can think of, whether they're a celebrity, a politician, a teacher, a successful marriage, whatever that the case may be, any path to success is going to consist of a number of patches where 5 minute patches where you are going to struggle, where it is going to feel hard, where it is going to feel impossible. The way I am able to get through that, what pushes me during those times is the awareness and the recognition that this too shall pass. I can last 5 minutes. I can deal with the 5 minutes of doubt. I can deal with the 5 minutes of pain if I'm working out. I can deal with the 5 minutes of confusion if I'm trying to learn a new skill or develop a new habit. We have to recognize that if change were easy, everybody and their grandmama's cousin would do it. Change is not easy. It is challenging, but it's not impossible if we go into that space, if we approach each task with an awareness that there will be points during the course of this journey where I am going to struggle. Most people fall short of their goals. Most people stop themselves right before they even have a breakthrough. They could be on the verge of a breakthrough, but because they can't see past that 5 minutes of struggle, because they can't see past that 5 minutes of pain or that 5 minutes of discomfort, they cut themselves off from their breakthrough. They stop themselves before they really get started. Think about it. If you're in a relationship and you've decided that it's time to, go your separate ways, one of the things that we always hear is that you need to, break contact with that person, give them their space, give you your space so that you can heal. So the hardest thing, if you've been with somebody forever or for a long time, and you're used to having them talking to them 5 times a day or whatever the case may be, for you to have to go a day or maybe 2 days, maybe 30 days or however long it takes for you to heal without speaking to them, that is a hard thing for most people. I know it's a hard thing. I know that from personal experience, and I've known that from things that I've heard from other people. But what I do know to be true is that if you can buckle in, right? If you could buckle down rather, and power through it, and recognize that on the end of this suffering, the short-term suffering, there is a blessing waiting for me. There's a rainbow waiting for me. There's freedom waiting for me. There's transformation waiting for me. That helps you get through that 5 minutes. That 5 minutes of struggle, that 5 minutes of pain. But most people, we want a quick fix. We have no sense of deferred gratification. We want everything now. It's like a microwave society. We don't have the patience. We don't have the will. We don't have the strength to just power through the 5 minutes. But I'm here to tell you, I promise you, you can do anything for 5 minutes. I did a juice cleanse 2 times this year. The first time I did it in January, once again, death on a stick. I didn't know how I was going to make it. I didn't, because I kept thinking, oh my gosh, 4 more days, 5 more days, how am I going to make it? Second go round, I made a conscious decision. I'm only going to focus on this day with my juice cleanse, on this day, day 1. Okay, day 1's in the book. That's my 5 minutes. I can focus here rather than becoming so distracted by what's down the road and maybe discouraged by that. I made a decision. I'm going to power through my 5 minutes. I do that with my run. I'm doing that now in aspects of my personal life. I'm doing that now in aspects of my business. So my question for you, if you really want to bring about change, if you really want to have this transformation that you say that you want, can you last 5 minutes? Again, during the course of your journey, there are going to be various times where you hit that 5-minute mile, that 5 minutes in the road, where things are going to be shaky. It's like when you're in a plane, right? Those first couple of minutes when it's taking off and it's shaking and it's fighting the wind and trying to get up to the air, that's a scary part of the ride. At least for me, I'm afraid to fly, but I fly anyway. Right? But once we get up in the air, it cruises. It makes it easier. You might hit a little bit of turbulence for about 5 minutes, but then it cruises. It gets easier. That's part of the experience. So for you, this is my wish for you, but this is also my challenge to you. If you have made a decision that you are going to move in a new direction, you're going to pick up a new habit. You're going to lose the weight. You're going to go back to school. You're going to start the business. Understand that you are going to hit 5 minutes in the course of that journey that are going to be challenging. And you're going to hit those 5 minutes several times. There's no escaping it. So the question is, do you have what it takes to last longer than those 5 minutes of challenge? I believe that you do. I believe that you do, and you have to tell yourself that you do. For me, when I'm running and I'm in those 5 minutes, no matter where it comes during the course of my run, I start talking to myself. Sometimes I let out a big yell. Sometimes I just start singing the song that's on the track on my iPod. Sometimes I start having conversations with myself out loud. And I know people are probably driving by, walking by me thinking, oh, that girl's crazy. And you know what I think about people minding my business, right? I don't care. I do what is necessary to get through the 5 minutes. You have what it takes to power through just those 5 minutes of challenge. I believe it. But what you need to do is, number one, recognize that those 5 minutes are going to come, and they're going to continue to come. No matter what your path is, no matter what your goal is, you are going to experience challenges. You are going to experience setbacks. You are going to experience doubt. You're going to question yourself. You're going to question your commitment. You're going to question if it's even worth it. It's a natural part of the process, but it does not have to last long, and it does not have to take you out. Tell yourself, I can last 5 minutes. I can last for 5 more minutes. I can power through, spiritually power through, mentally power through, physically power through these next 5 minutes to get to my bounty on the other side. Okay, that's my message for you today. That's my question for you today. What is it going to take for you to understand that the 5 minutes are going to come? And what tools, what ideas, what little tricks, what little tips can you create for yourself that'll allow you to get through those 5 minutes with a little bit more ease and a little bit more grace? If you want some personal tips with a challenge that you may be going through, and how you might be able to get through those 5 minutes more quickly, more easily, send me an email, reach out to me on Facebook, and I will be happy to support you in any way that I can. In the meantime, that's the message for today. Can you last 5 minutes? Can you last through the 5 minutes? I believe that you can. All right. I want you to have a great day. I want you to have the best week that you possibly can. If you're coming to my workshop in Boston in June, on June 8th, I can't wait to see you. In the meantime, have a great day. Have a great week. Go out and do what you were sent here to do. Bye.